guys, Beth here, and today I have my September wrap up. Let's just turn my phone off. So yeah, I read 14 books in September, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to go through all the books, but the last 3 books were my favourite book of my favourite books of September, so I will probably go into more in depth about them, as I don't want the video to be too long. So the first 2 were actually e-copies I received, and the first one was The Riviera by Carina and Aldous. I will put a picture here. I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars, and the other one I read was Fangirl Glamping by Liz Tipping, picture here, and I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars as well. Another book I read was Did I Mention I Love You by Estelle Maskame, and I love this. I can't wait for the second one in this trilogy, and I know it comes out next month, so I'm very excited to pick it up, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Another book I read was The A to Z of You and Me by James Hanna. I think I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars as well. Then I read For a Blog Tour Being Me by Peter Kalu, and I really enjoyed this one. If you haven't read it, then I do suggest you pick it up. I'll leave more information about this book down below, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Another book I read for another blog tour was Orkney, Twilight by Clare Carson, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Accidental Life of Jefferson by Paige Toon, and I Knew You Were Troubled by Paige Toon. I read this like in one sitting, like I just went from this book to this book. It was really enjoyable. I'm very excited for the next one, and I think I both gave these both either 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. They were really good. Another book I read and I loved was This Is One Moment by Mila, and it was so good. I think I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was brilliant. That's all I'm saying. It was amazing. Another book I read was The Perfect Play by Jaci Burton, or was that Jaci? I don't know, sorry. And this was really good. It's the first one in the series, so I'm excited to pick up the rest in the series. But I love this, and I love the guy making it. Yeah, like I'd like him to be real. That'd be great. Then I read The Secret Fire by Daugherty and Carina Rozenfeld, and this was so good. I'm very excited for the next one in the series, as it was just, I don't know, just like the difference between the from the UK to France, going back and forth, really like brought the story all together. So I thought that was really good, and CJ and Carina worked really good and really well together in writing this book. So if you have not read this yet, then I suggest this to you. So the last 3 books I read were my favourite 3 books of September, and the first one was Only Ever Yours by Louise. There's like no words for how much this book was, like how much I enjoyed this book. Like, it's like people have said, it's brutal, but it's beautiful. Like, it was so well written, and I can see why everyone loves this, and I'm excited to pick up her other book, Asking for It, which I really want to pick up soon. But this was so good. I keep recommending it to everyone, just like, read this book. You'll read it because you're going to love it. But it's just, so good. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, of course, because it was just brilliant. And my second favourite book of September was Unbecoming by Jenny Down. This book was brilliant. Possibly my favourite book of 2015 so far. It was fantastic. I couldn't cope with, like, after I read it, I was just in a state. I was sitting there for a long time, hugging it, like, oh my goodness, I need more. It was so good. I love how Jenny brought all these characters together. It's about 3 women from the same family, 3 different generations. You got the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. The daughters come to terms with her sexuality. The mother has to deal with her mother coming to stay with them, and she's got dementia, and she can't really remember her daughter that well, and they don't have the best relationship, but it all ties up nicely in this book, and it was just brilliant. So if you have not read this yet, then please do, because it is amazing. And the last book I read in September, which was my 3rd favourite book, was Fangirl by Rowell. I don't know why it took me this long to read this book, but if you ask my boyfriend, I sat there after reading it, colouring it, for a good 10 minutes making weird noises, because I wanted more. I need more from Kath and Levi, and it's just mad how much I do. And I cannot wait for Carry On to come out next month. That's very exciting. But this was just as good as people have said to me. Like, I don't know why it took me this long. I actually have like 2 copies of this book as well, as I have got a signed copy in the other room, and this is my hardback limited edition one that I picked up last year. So as you can tell, I've had it for a while, I just never picked her up. But then I thought one day I'm going to pick her up, and I read it in one sitting. It was brilliant. Like, I can't get over it. It was just so good. I love Kat. She reminded me when I was 17 and I was like sitting at home writing fan fiction. It just reminded me so much of that. But there was no Levi's when I was 17, so that was kind of sucky. But yes, I loved it. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars as well. It was brilliant. So they were all the books I read in September. I probably don't think I'll beat that in October, but I do have an August, going back in the year there. I do have an October to be read pile, as it is, you know, it's going to be a creepy month. We've got Halloween coming up, so I've got some creepy reads that I might actually do a video on to show you what books I will be reading in October. Let me know what you read this month in September. Did you read any of these? Will you be picking any of these up? And please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!